Okay, Shalom. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS. Okay, and salutation and peace and much blessings to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, fellow laborers. It's out there on them highways and them byways, pushing this truth and keeping it 100. All right, I'm going to go through this here, giving you examples here. Spirit just jumped on me to do this, pursuant to the scriptures. All right, and then this is not just one nation on earth. We're not just one people. You know, Yahweh separated the nations clearly, and he named the nations clearly. Okay, so going back here, reading the scripture here, and because of our transgressions and sins and sinned against Yahweh, this is just one of the ways he's punishing us as a nation. All right, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. All right, and it's vexing living amongst those heathens. You know, it's vexing, and not just that. It's pretty much you're living in a dead state, living amongst these heathens, because after generations pass, you start to take on the customs of those heathen nations. And again, heathen, man. You know, I think heathen means foreigner, if I'm correct. But heathen is not a positive term of endearment. You know. Let me do this here. Now that I mentioned it. Okay, Leviticus. And I will scatter you. Ooh, that's the spirit. And I will scatter you among the heathen. Okay, Leviticus. Again, whose law is written for? It's written for the Israelites. So who is he directing this precept to? His word. It's directed toward the Israelites. And I will scatter you amongst the heathen, and I will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Okay? It's the spirit that gave me that scripture. Among the heathen, goy. That's how those rats refer to us as goyim, which mean cattle. But goy. I'm not sure if it's the right word or not, but I can easily find that out as well. Okay, goy, nation, people, and usually of no non-Hebrew people. You know what? Let me get up and get my Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It's going to take me about 30 seconds. Okay. Get this out. Okay, here we go. Let me do this here. Slocky again. Okay. So let me look up. Just out of curiosity, just look up what the heathen says. You know, I'll be on point with a lot of stuff, but he goes off as well. You know. And when I doubt if it's intentionally. Heathen, here we go on page 220 on the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Heathen, people, nation, usually used for a non-Israelitish people, and thus has the meaning of Gentiles. So in the scriptures, if the Spirit is dealing with you, you can tell the distinct difference between the Gentiles when the word is used, Gentiles. Because there are those examples when Gentiles, the word Gentile is used for Israelites, but then there are those that the word Gentile is clearly is describing the heathens. So what does it says here? Usually of non-Hebrew people, right here on the screen. And yeah, Abraham has had a child that's a heathen, and that's Ishmael of Israel. And it's right here on point as well, of Israel, because there are some Jakes that are actually Israelites that are actually living as heathens. I'm a king, nations. I'm gonna continue reading this in the Bible dictionary just to see out of curiosity here. The differentiation between Israelites and Gentiles was more sharply accentuated in the New Testament times than in Old Testament times. The reason for this being chiefly that the Jews had suffered so much from Gentiles' hands. Gentiles were looked upon with aversion and hatred. This is evident in the New Testament, John, and it gives you a couple of scriptures, John 18 and 28 and Acts 10 and 28 and Acts 11 and 3. Should I get that? So let's do that here, just out of curiosity. Or I can just do it this way. It's quicker this way. Much quicker this way. Okay, let's go to John. Why did I do that? John. John, what is it? John 18 and 28. Peter then denied again, and immediately the cock crew. Then led they Yahushua from Caiaphas unto the hall of judgment. And it was early, and they themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover. Pilate then went out unto them and said, what accusation bring ye against this man? Okay. Towards the scripture. Acts 10 and 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. And it's funny how they use this Acts 10 to justify eating pork. Okay, so let me continue reading here. The Most High interest in and concern for the heathen is seen in the Old Testament, especially in the book of Jonah. In the New Testament, Yahushua commanded the apostles to preach the gospel to all the world. And we find them proclaiming it to the Gentile nations throughout the Mediterranean world. Why? Again, the scripture that I've been reading here in actually both scriptures, being scattered amongst the heathen. Remember? Okay. And I will scatter you amongst the heathen. That's why I said to teach the word to all the world, you know. Okay. Let's go through this here. This is going to be wild. That day is coming where there's going to be another awakening, another great awakening other than what happened in the times of the late 60s with Abba Bivens, and then again in summer of 07, and here closer to the end, it's going to be another great awakening where the multitudes is going to come in, you know. Like the scripture said, preach unto the whole world, and then the end shall come. I know I quoted it wrong. I hope I quoted it. In this gospel, Matthew 24, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come unto all the world. Let's just go through some of these. And I'm not going to start with the white man. That's the most common one everybody's so familiar with. And here we are. All these examples here where they were scattered amongst all these heathen nations. Edom, Elam, Asher, that's Syria right now. Aram, Syria. Ishmael, the Arabs, and the Moab, the Chinese, and Ammon, the Japanese, and you're seeing that a lot now. You can see our culture. You can debate it where you want, where it started at. New York, West Coast, California, down south. Everybody got their beliefs. Everybody want to believe hip hop. And I'm only using hip hop as an example since it seems to be the most attractive of them all. It seems to be where most of the world is following, and seems to be following them. You know, if it's not just a form of R&B or black culture, so-called black culture, and not heavy metal or that garbage heavy metal or that filth. I mean, it's some good shit. There's some good music in it, but in overall, man, it's just garbage. Just like the majority of the music world today is just filth, garbage, man. You know, so you're seeing a lot with the Chinese and the Japanese, even amongst Ishmael. You're seeing our culture popping up amongst their people. Why? It's because those are Israelites amongst those people. What's the videos where they're showing Chinese choreography, dancing, but it's with a lot more rhythm other than the normal choreography that they're doing on these Babylonian American commercials and music videos where you have heathens amongst them, just not with the rhythm, but going about the actual motions. It doesn't even look attractive at all. You see them commercials as well. Heathens trying to dance, looking stupid as hell. Ethiopians, Egyptians, all these nations where we're scattered. It's a lot of history to go into, dealing with the Egyptians, dealing with the Ethiopians, South Africans, Turkey, Russia, especially Germany. Okay, it's Spanish. It's Jakes, man. A lot of Jakes gonna be delivered up out of this. Gonna be delivered from amongst a lot of these heathens. A lot of these heathens. Heathens. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. There, where? Amongst the heathens, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? So that awakening that I'm giving reference to is going to ultimately lead to actually a couple of scriptures that come to mind. Second Ezra's, I want to say 13. I want to say 13. Yep. Second Ezra 13 and 11. And there were all mixed together. Slack Verse 12. Afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain and called unto him another peaceful multitude. That same man is Yahweh Shai. That's who he's coming. That's who his name is, pretty much his name. He delivers, and that same man who delivered. Here we go. After I saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call upon unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, and I'm going to keep on reading, because it goes into it. And thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou should have received my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now I understand the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. So it looks like he's going to leave some behind, huh? For what? To get destroyed. Therefore they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required, whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind. This is the interpretation. He that shall endure the perils in that time hath kept himself. Where? In line, in the truth. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty, because that's what's coming. Those of us that are upright conversation, those of us that believe that's rehearsing the righteous acts, like the scripture says, and I think it's in Isaiah, we've make ourselves a prey Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that. I know it was in Isaiah. Isaiah 59:15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it and displeased him that there was no judgment. Okay, so we're going to be targeted, man. Days are evil. What we're dealing with some sick sick people, man. Devils. Okay, so verse 23 again, he that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom the Most High, the power of the highest, have kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor an instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Some interesting times, man. Some fascinating things is about to happen, and it's going to take place. And time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Yahushai, the deliverer. He delivered. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion. Those are soldiers. We recommend you not to be signing up for no damn military, nor even being drafted, man. You got to do what you got to do and say hell with them devils. For real. Because you going over there, you're not coming back. You know, you fighting side by side with these unjust devils, man. You're going to die the same death with these devils. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and built, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. Spiritual power, God's. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto himself, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. And you should know what that is, that they might be might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates, going into a lot of other stuff, but that peaceful multitude unto himself. So, but those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now, when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. Then shall he show them great wonders. Okay, so again, peaceful multitude. Let me go here. It's nothing big, great. Explaining this is easy. It's really simple and to the point. And there's nothing deep about it. And there's really nothing deep to understand about it, period. Which, like the two scriptures I give you, that was in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, being scattered amongst the nations and scattered amongst the heathen. That's not hard to understand, man. And it's not hard to understand that it's just Israelites, man. And there's no way you can graft in the heathens. He's only coming to deliver the Israelites. Again, there's so many scriptures to back that up. It's just the Israelites. I am not come, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You can't. That has never changed, and will never change. And like I said here, the 144,000, which are all just Israelites, going through the list here, the 12 tribes. It's just Israelites. And this is the governing body of the Israelites. And none of them are women. None of these are women. So again, closing here, a multitude from the tribulation, which that tribulation is that hell that's about to come upon this earth, man. That hell that this devil is about to unleash upon this earth. And we've always been living in hell, this world, this hell, this world. Okay. But this devil's about to turn the flame up. He's about to turn the volume up to 10. It says, after this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. I'm kind of curious of this as well. Let me do this. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not sure if it's here. It's just giving me translations here. Oh, this is it right here. This I hope it is. It's my first time using this. Okay, so let's do this here. Okay. So again, this is my first time using this. See how it's like okay. Be the great multitude, more worship at the throne of the Most High. After these things I looked, and behold, a great multitude which no man can number, of all nations, tribes, people, and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, with palm branches in their hands, and crying out with a loud voice, saying, Salvation belongs to our power who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. Okay, a great multitude which no one could number, of all nations, tribes, and people, and tongues. The diversity here is evidence that the Great Commission will be fulfilled before the end, even as Yahushua promised. Okay, because John knew they came from different nations, tribes, peoples, and tongues. We know that there will be differences among people in heaven, so just as there is on earth. We will not all be the same. We will be individuals. This motherfucker's going off. I suppose as he looked at them, he could tell where they came from. There is individuality in heaven, depend upon it. Every seed will have its own body. There will sit down in heaven not three unknown patriarchs, but Abraham. You will know Isaac, you will know him, and Jacob, you will know him. There will be in heaven not a company of persons all struck off alike, so that you cannot tell who is who, but they will be out of every nation and kindred, people, and tongue, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. So there's no meat here, Salakia. Devil's going off, clowning. Standing before the throne, before the Lamb. Again, John saw everything in heaven in reference to the throne of God. This is particularly subject of the joy that the Most High has a throne that he sits upon, and that he rule over all things, and things do his bidding. The central thought of heaven then is divine sovereignty. Clothed with white robes, palm branches. So it's not giving you nothing. So clearly you can tell that you know the Spirit's dealing with you, that it's just Israelites. So what does it say? Who are these 144,000? Many different groups have claimed to be the 144,000. For example, the witnesses once said their entire group was, until they surpassed 144,000 in number. Now they say that 144,000 are only a select group of witnesses who go to heaven. Most Bible scholars either regard the 144,000 as a church or as covert Jews, or who is still identified as Israelites in some manner. It is an important issue. They are a symbol of the church. Then the church is definitely in the great tribulation, but still for survival through great tribulation. Some facts about the 144,000. It was insight regarding their identity. They are called the children of Israel. Their tribal affiliation is the affiliation is specific. And again, the 144,000 is just a governing body. Okay? And they're just Israelites, through their fathers. Got to repeat that too. Got to put that in there. So just so you know, they seem to be protected and triumphant through the period of God's wrath, meaning with Yahushua and Mount Zion at his return, they are celibate. They are beginning of a greater harvest. They are marked. See, these devils goes off a lot. They just talk with that Christian tongue, that Christian sound to it. Just like they believe that all of them are all virgins that's going to get delivered. Literal virgins. In that case, we all are hit. Yeah. So I'm going to close there. So it's like it ain't much. Wasn't much there. And I'm going to have to get used in the habit of using this more. And more and more. So, shalom. Till next time, shalom.